Hi, I'm Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, known as the Empowerment Doctor, and during today's talk in my hike in the park, I want to talk about strategies for you to get more out of your life. Since I like to keep these short, I'm going to do these in parts. So today we're going to talk a bit about finding your passion. You see, following your passion can sometimes be challenging, and it can be rewarding also, but it can even be more difficult to figure out what your passion is in the first place. Now, there are several tests and things that you can take online that I recommend that you try, because sometimes that helps you out a whole lot. So I want you to start there. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. What do you really get excited about? Now, this could be some part of your job, some part of your day-to-day. It could be a small part, but it's going to be that thing that really excites you. And it doesn't matter how many times you do it. It just matters that what is the thing that you enjoy getting up and heading out that door to do every day. So the next thing is, if you can't figure that out, then what do you fantasize about? A lot of us have vivid imaginations and fantasies about how we would live our lives. And in this fascinating time with our fantasies, we dream about things. We dream about maybe being actors or pilots or teachers or nurses or even owning a nightclub. So maybe you want to go back to school to become a doctor or a lawyer, but put all those things on that list too. So you're going to create a list of what you fantasize about using those things that we talked about. So the third thing is then do some research. So I want you to pick the most exciting option from your list of things that you fantasize about. And then I want you to do some research on it. I want you to talk to some people who are already doing it if you have the opportunity to do that. I want you to do some reading about it, Google it online or search it out online. You can even use Chat AI to get some information about it. But talk to people and do some studying about it. Then, if you can, the fourth thing is to try it out. Now, you can't pretend that you're a doctor or you can't pretend that you're a lawyer, but you could start doing things like being a volunteer at a hospital or a clinic. That you can do. If it's a teacher, you can go and volunteer some time to help out the teachers because they're looking for volunteers. And then that way you can get a step into or get kind of close to the professions that you dream about. If it's a lawyer, you can ask to help them with some research. So there's a lot of things where you can volunteer just to get an idea about how it works and if it still suits you. The fifth thing is to repeat the next steps 2, 3, and 4 with more options. So I want you to go back to step 1, and I want you to think again about what do you really get excited about. Because sometimes when you think about it the second time or the third time, the list totally changes. And then what do you fantasize about? Here again, when you think about it the second or third or fourth time, that changes too. And then make a list, try it out again until you have tried out everything that you've come up with that you fantasize about. See, one of those things are going to really stick to you. One of those things are going to really be near and dear to your heart. And that would be the thing and the passion that you're looking for. So the next thing is, when you find that thing, I want you to pick it. And I want you to stick with that thing. See, sometimes when we pick a thing, all the other things now want to go tapping on our shoulders saying, no, why pick? You should have picked me. You should have picked me. But no, stay with number 1 and make the main thing the main thing. I want to say that again. Stay with the one that you picked and make that main thing the main thing. Because if you're like me, you might catch yourself jumping around a lot. You're talking about that will waste your time. So now, I don't want you to think that you have to keep doing what you're doing right now for the rest of your life. And I don't care how old you are, because life changes and we're living longer than we used to live. So there's nothing wrong with making a change in the middle of your life, or even toward what you think is the end of your life, because everyone has more options than they realize. So after you discover your passion, I want you to make it a part of everything that you do every day in your life, so that you can feel that your life is worth living. There's a quote that I want to share at the end of this segment that is, The supreme accomplishment is to blur the line between work and play. Again, I'm Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, the Empowerment Doctor. I'd like for you to let me know how this works for you, because I've tried it several times and it has absolutely been fantastic. If nothing else, you'll learn a lot of new stuff. Bye now.